Oh, hey, elder millennials. Here's something I never thought I'd be talking about. One day we feel fine. The next day it's mood swings, random anxiety, and sleep struggles. What is happening? It's called perimenopause. And it's the phase before menopause that no one prepared us for because no one talked about it. But that's why Happier Meditation created the Mindful Menopause Guide, a free, no BS resource with practical mindfulness tools to help you feel more grounded, clear, and in control. It's led by Diana Winston, a mindfulness expert who's been through it too. Because we don't want to just get through this, we want to move through this with ease and confidence. Get your free guide now at meditatehappier.com/menopause.
Lemonada.
Ask me, ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them, we'll read them, then we'll give you answers. You know it, I've got it. I've got the answer, you ask me. I'll tell you anything. Back with another one of those block rockin' beats.
Remember that? Remember that song?
No, I don't know what that was. I thought you were having an attack.
Wasn't that Prodigy? Back with a little block rockin' beats.
Is that exactly what he did?
That's what it's back with another little block rockin'. You know what? People over 40 are like, I am sending them right now. They're like, oh my God.
I feel like in another life, like you could have been a rapper. You can talk very fast and you can memorize. Like you could have been Eminem.
Nicki Minaj stole my jam.
Blah, 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 blah.
I was supposed to be her.
I am always thinking about that video where Samuel L. Jackson in the pink bob and he's like, bees in the trap, bees. And he turns around and you're like, what is, I don't even remember why it exists.
Yeah, I'm surprised you have any reference for any rap music ever, given your poor display on the last episode where I gave you the chance.
I did a rap.
No, that was awful. That was awful. I am coming to you fresh off of that anxiety sleep you get when you know you have an early flight.
Ugh, barf.
No matter how many times I do it, I had my daughter with me this weekend, and so you're just like, okay, I have to get up early. I'm gonna have to get a little baby dress. I'm gonna have to convince her to put on her pants and brush her teeth. And we did it. We got out of Tampa.
You did it.
You know what, Florida? You make it difficult. There are almost no direct flights, and the only big direct flights are to Miami, which is an airport based off a blind child's drawing contest. And the rest of the state, it's hard to traverse. And then, I mean, we'll talk more about it, but you guys make it real hard. And then I was like, oh, what if I miss this direct flight out of Tampa? It's like, oh, there's plenty of options you can connect. Like, it's just hard to get there. And all the rest of the cities are too small. Clearwater. I guess that's right there.
Is that where all the Scientologists are?
Maybe. But like Fort Myers, you got to connect. Anything on that East Coast, you got to connect. It's just rough. It's real rough stuff.
Well, and your flight was delayed. Things are hard for you.
I mean, it's okay. Shows were great, thus concluding the American leg of the Get Ready tour. Technically, the Australia shows and the New Zealand show are part of the Get Ready tour, even though they have their own separate posters, and we're not selling that merch. Then I'll take a long summer slumber, reemerge in Tallinn, Estonia for the Iliza Live tour. That's what I'm.
Oh, have you been there before?
Yeah, my whole family's from there. No.
You travel.
I've never been to Estonia, but the tickets are moving, which is very impressive.
That's so fun to get to meet totally new fans.
It's weird. Like several years ago, I would play like Japan or like Malaysia, and they'd be like, we love Blanche. And I'd be like, how do you? Oh, yeah, the internet.
Right.
The internet.
All your followers.
I mean, it's cool. And not everybody knows you in the same way. Some people only know the podcast. Some people don't know the stand-up. It's weird. I had a girl, she was like, you're the girl from TikTok. I'm like, that's me, the girl from TikTok. It's how everyone knows me. But I don't care how
the mother of two from TikTok.
I don't care how you find me. I'm just glad you find me.
Yeah.
How was your dork garage sale?
It was good. I made all my money on scalper creeps in the first 2 hours, then sat there another 6 hours where I made $7. One was $1 and change from a child. So I should have, if I had left after the first 2 hours, I would have made the bulk of my money and lived my life. But I stayed like, no, someone still might want to buy a speed laser disc. I must stay.
You stayed for the smells. That's why people go.
There was a lady selling popcorn near me out of just like Walmart tubs.
You
I
say
did
that?
not buy any.
You say out of just like Walmart tubs, like you're above it. You're one of them. You're one of the people.
I say it simply because the tubs still had their like labels on, so I don't think they've ever been washed, and they were full of popcorn.
I mean, this is your family. This is your ethnic group.
I mean, a man across from me was selling hot sauce, and he snuck in beer and was just drinking at like 1 p.m. and selling hot sauce.
What? There's something going on with the hot sauce phenomenon in this country because every city you go to has a tchotchke shop. It's like the male counterpart to Live, Laugh, Love is like, well, I've got hot sauces and it's rows and rows. And it doesn't really go bad, but like,
they have like little names.
Well, yeah. And they're always like kicking ass sauce, hot diarrhea, down your leg, jackass throat sauce.
It's a big thing now at horror conventions, which I go to. There's always at least one, usually 2 or 3 different homemade like hot sauce brands at horror conventions where they're named like Freddy rips your asshole open, and you're like, oh.
You're like, oh, please. Hot sauce is fine, but honestly, Cholula, a little Tabasco will get you there. And at a certain point, there's
Taco Bell fire sauce.
There's no way you're tasting these because they burned your taste buds off. So it can be a Scotch bonnet 5-alarm, like intestine ripper. It's a weird macho answer to tchotchkes.
Right. Like, just get it for a dad. Dad's like hot sauce.
You know what? No parent over 60 wants is something spicy. All my parents, it's not spicy, is it? Not spicy. Like my dad, they cannot handle it because they get indigestion, whatever. So I don't know. It's like this weird way to prove that you're masculine. Noah has a whole thing about sriracha, how it's like, oh, I'm so tough because I need sugar in my hot sauce. Counterpoint, sriracha's trash.
I feel like Noah probably eats much, much hotter things on a more regular basis.
I like hot things. We try to teach our kids. I mean, look, Sri Lankan kids are down in hot peppers and they're fine. So it is, we're a culture that eats ranch, cool ranch. Ranch was so spicy, we had to cool it off with cooling spices.
I was heating up a breakfast burrito today and I found a fire sauce packet from Taco Bell. And usually I do mild. And I was like, what if this is too much for me?
They can't because then they'll get sued. They can't have that running out of your butthole. So they're like, we'll just call it fire, but they actually taste the same as the burrito, as the soda.
Do you want to talk about your live shows or anything?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the fact that my friend Rebecca Minkoff came to my show in Tampa? And do you know who she brought with her? You're about to lose your mind. Jenna Elfman.
My God. I was talking about our live shows, but this is much better.
Sorry.
Because Jenna Elfman didn't come to our shows.
She didn't?
My God.
But I'm here to tell you.
Looney Tunes Back in Action with her and Brendan Fraser. Great film.
I told my dad and he was like, my favorite movie, Keeping the Faith, with her and Ben Stiller and Edward Norton and Dharma and Greg. I was like, I know exactly who she is, Dad. And he's like, he goes, how does she look? Is she still beautiful? And I was like, she's younger looking somehow than she was in Dharma and Greg. She looks amazing.
Well, because in Dharma and Greg, they're like, look at this hippie.
She's great. She's lovely. And now we're friends. NBD.
Out of Dharma and Greg, I'm the Greg.
No, you're not. You're the and. You're the and.
Of me and you. I'm the and. Who's the Greg? If you're
anyone
Dharma,
else. I'm
Dharma and Greg, and I'm the and.
You're definitely not the Dharma. I don't think you have a spiritual bone in your little body.
I don't have a free-spirited bone for sure.
No, you don't have. You're nothing
tethered.
There's nothing religious or spiritual about you.
No.
You're not connected. You're like, when we die.
Was she religious? Was that her thing? I thought she was just a hippie.
It was like Eastern hippie stuff, which is, you can be religious, but with you're like, there's nothing cosmic. When we die, we're just mush. And then we just wait around for AMC to open for the early show.
Not mush. I want to be ashes and little bone fragments.
I will say you have brought up ashes a lot. Like the cat's ashes, the parents' ashes. I've got my cat's ashes. Like you're like, you can do ashes as jewelry. Like you got a thing with ashes.
I feel like you only key in on certain things I say, and it's whatever kind of bias where it's like when you're thinking about a red car and then you see a red car. Like you're really not interested in most of what I say. So then ashes comes out and you're like, this could be something.
Oh, you're exactly right.
No, it's still related to cats.
Because I'm only listening half the time because I got to filter out a lot of stuff. But I'm helping you look good. I'm giving people a true outline of what you stand for.
What I stand for is burning your body after you die. Don't take up grave real estate.
Make it ashy. So you're an environmentalist. Our live shows were wonderful. Emily gracefully, that's not the word, graciously
Greece.
flew here
Oh.
on my dollar. No, she flew here and we did 4 live episodes and each one was better than the next and they were all great. We did different themes. The crowds were great and we cannot wait to do more. I cannot wait to fly Emily here using miles.
And I don't want to, we can cut this if it's a spoiler, but I cannot get over that there was a tap dance number.
It's not a spoiler. No one's going to remember. Everybody's got a short attention span. No one's like, no, I can't see it in theaters because they talked about it. We got tap dancers. We've got great updates. We've got good questions. I was really proud of it.
It was a blast.
And I'd like to do more of these and I'd like to have them bigger. And people did the themes, which was so fun. Girls love a theme. And they love doing a theme with their boyfriends and their girlfriends. And I just loved it. So thank you for coming out. Those will be online imminently.
They'll be online when we feel like putting them online.
They will be online.
They will be online.
Meantime, you know what's been blowing up is the Patreon, that hot coffee chat.
Only because you push it so hard. You're like fanning those flames every day. You're putting in the work to build up that chat. And other people are like trying to rise to the occasion.
Build up my chat empire. And the truth is, I really love it. I really do. I am not interested in much outside of myself. I love seeing, I try to look in the background. I'm like, where are they? What are they doing? I want to know more. I want to know what's the drink, what's the occasion, and what are you snacking on with it? That's the part that I need to know. As someone who doesn't eat with their coffee, I need to know.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Although you posted yours with your little Biscoffs on your plane.
My daughter ate so many because I believe on a flight, like do whatever you want.
It's lawless. That's where I was allowed to have soda as a child.
Yeah.
Was on a plane.
And it's tough because you give them sugar and then it's like, is this going to get weird? I let her have all the Biscoffs and she watched 2 full movies without sound while singing Wheels on the Bus to herself. So that's cool.
Did she watch like Long Legs?
No, she watched like Inside Out and like Cars.
Right.
I was like, you really want Cars? I don't mean to push gender stereotypes. And like 4 minutes in, she was like, I don't like this. I'm like, yeah, because it's about cars. Who fucking cares? And for those of you at home, if you've got kids, you know what is a great way to keep your kids in line? Threaten that the pilot's going to come over and talk to them. Every time he comes on, he's coming to talk to you. And she was just like sheet white. She's like, I don't want the pilot to come over. I was like, well, since 9/11, he's actually probably not leaving that locked cabin. But
I don't want to do it now. I have a top of the cup though about flight attendant.
oh, great.
Well, I'll wait.
My
I'll just tease that.
Top of the cob is airline related as well. But for now,
Yeah.
it's time to get to that rock hard, fire hot content that people tune in for faithfully. We got a lot of people who came to the shows, big pod listeners.
Yeah.
We're here for you. We are that tepid bath at the end of a hot or cold day that always feels right.
Why is our bath tepid? Ew.
Because if it's too hot, you don't want a hot bath. And if it's cold, you don't want a cold bath. So you always go in between.
I might get a guy I met at the nerd yard sale to redo my bathroom at some point.
Okay. Are you autistic? What was that?
Because I was just thinking about, you're talking about baths. I was thinking my bath is like gross.
Word connection.
Okay, let's do a question because it's like the subject line alone. I was like, this has to be our first one. Husband sharing my, all caps, nudes online.
Oh my God.
Dear AIA crew,
I'm
buckle
sorry.
up.
Nudes. You're like the SNL announcer.
Musical guest nudes.
Nudes.
That's not a bad band name.
You did a good job. Musical guest nudes.
Dear AI crew, buckle up. I, 42, have been with my husband, 55, for 6 years. Background, we had known each other as only friends almost 20 years ago, lost touch for a long time, and got together just before the pandemic. This is a second marriage for both of us. We both have young adult children of our own.
She's 42.
You know.
He's 66.
55.
Okay. I don't know where it got.
42 and 55.
No one said 66. Okay.
They've been together for 6 years.
Still doing the math on that age difference. Okay.
In our early dating, we had open discussions about polyamory, but never actually lived that lifestyle. We just gave each other permission to flirt. However, one thing that really hooked my husband was a cuckold fetish. He became obsessed with the idea of sharing me with other men. The irony was that in my previous marriage, I would regularly fantasize about other men, but now with him, I had no interest in anybody else. We had many bedroom fantasies role-playing this scenario, but I continued to maintain I was never going to do it in real life. As a compromise, I agreed that he could share sexy nude photos of me online as long as he didn't include my face.
Well, no one's going to look at that.
There are sites specifically for men sharing photos of their wives, and men chat with each other endlessly about their wife sharing fetish.
Okay. Okay.
Fast forward to this past weekend when he is showing me something on his phone and accidentally swipes to a screen with a text he has sent showing a picture of my face. He immediately admits to texting a random stranger from a fetish forum pictures of me, but refuses to let me see the conversation, saying he is too ashamed. I'm sure this obsession goes much deeper than anything I could imagine. I don't even want to know what he has been doing because it would only make me feel more betrayed. I feel like I created this in a way, as I was the one who explained to him what a cuckold was in the first place and even encouraged him at times.
Wait, he never
This is-
he never read Shakespeare in high school?
No, clearly.
Okay.
Clearly this man didn't. This is now sex addict behavior. Is divorce the only answer? He worships the ground I walk on, but somehow he thought he could cross this boundary without consequences. Anonymous nurse. I have so much to say about this because simply I'm number one, fascinated. It feels in not a derogatory way, gay to me to be a man on the forum talking to all these other guys like, guess what, bro? Are you jacking off to my wife? Like they're just, she's saying they chat all the time. They're just in this forum like, yo, man, hey, you look at my wife yet? Here's her face. What do you think now? Are you jealous, bro? Like that to me is so funny.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I guess everything's a little gay. I think things can be so straight that they're gay.
But that they're broing out like, look at my hot wife.
Yeah,
are we both naked looking at her?
Okay, but even if it's that, the issue is he broke your trust.
Yeah.
And the issue is, especially of that generation, like you guys haven't like mastered the internet and like your face is out there now. Your face is out there with those pictures and nothing's going to happen. You know, I mean, maybe nothing's going to happen. You know, you're not a public figure, but that's still your privacy. That's a violation. He did not treat you with respect. And I think you gave him a pretty long leash and you gave him like a lot of leeway and he disrespected it. And that's the fact that you were like, yeah, go for it. Share them. Just don't share my face. And he's like, no, it's got to be your face. The trust is broken. And now you're going to spend your relationship. Like, is he still going to do that? Or he's 55, no offense. And he's like, I didn't realize I'd uploaded it or whatever. And the fact that he won't show you those texts, like he's lost all ability to be like, no, I'm going to keep something to myself. Something is weird and broken and off and the trust is gone. I'm not saying you have to get a divorce, but as a second marriage, 6 years in, and this sounds like a fun, kinky romp of a marriage, for him to betray you like that, it just shakes the foundation of all that sexual world you guys have built. Now you're going to be thinking about it. Now it's not fun. And you know why it's not fun? Because it's not safe.
Yes, I'm saddened that you think that this is your fault.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
God,
had a
no.
discussion about what your proclivities were. You had an agreement. As Iliza said, long leash. You were like, do whatever as long as you follow this. He didn't, and he did something worse because he won't show you. Like,
Yeah, there's something's up.
he broke. This is not on you. You can agree. I feel like this is what gives people in polyamory and et cetera, like various fetish communities a bad rap, is because it's like, no, there are rules that you have to follow. And if you're not following the rules, that's not that community. Like you broke these guidelines.
Everyone's
buddy.
safe. Now that person can find you. I also want to go back to, not only what Emily said, you're like, is this my fault? Women always do this. It's easier to blame yourself. That way you don't have to confront him about anything. And if there were another woman involved, you'd want to blame her. You said in your last relationship, you had these fantasies, which I think it's like healthy. I think it's normal to think about other people. Like we're human beings. We have subconsciouses. We have fantasies, stuff like that. But it's interesting to me. I mean, I wonder how like attractive this guy is versus your ex-husband, that you had all these fantasies. And now that you have the opportunity to live them out, you're like, I don't have them at all. Are we sure that this is still your fantasy? I'm just putting that out there. Like, it's not one size fits all. Maybe with one guy you had one fantasy and one another. Regardless, this trust is broken and you need to tap into that and nip that in the bud, because what he did is such a violation. And you do need to see those texts. You do need to know how deep this goes, because I think you're going to find out a lot more than you're ready to handle, and it's only going to get worse.
Right. If he wrote, your one guideline was no face, and he posted your face, like what else is he doing?
And then had a weird conversation about it with God knows who.
Is texting. So now he's off the like website. He's brought it to personal phone number and is texting with some dude.
Unsafe. Oh,
Unsafe.
You got his phone number. Guaranteed this guy doesn't have some sort of LifeLock thing. I almost said Life Alert. You could find that guy. Like, it's just unsafe. They could find you. They could find him. They could put your picture. They could buy a fucking billboard and put your face on there with your body. Like, you don't know. But it's not even about that. It's about the fact that you gave him one rule and he deliberately didn't follow it. So either he's an addict or he doesn't respect you. Either way. We can't have it.
I don't like it. Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it for you. I want you to have super fun, weird, kinky sex and like do all that stuff. But like now you don't feel safe. So therefore it will never be fun for you again.
Yeah. You can't trust him.
You trust these hoes.
This episode is supported by FX's Dying for Sex, starring Michelle Williams and Jenny Slate. Inspired by a true story, this series follows Molly, who, after receiving a terminal cancer diagnosis, decides to leave her husband to explore the full breadth of her sexual desires. She gets the courage and support to go on this sex quest from her best friend Nikki, who stays by her side through it all. FX's Dying for Sex. All episodes streaming April 4th on Hulu.
Hey, elder millennials. Well, here's something I never thought I would have to talk about. Because one minute we feel fine, right? And the next minute you can't remember what you did with your phone, even though you're on it. You're snippy. You're wide awake at 3 a.m. with racing thoughts and anxiety. Well, welcome to perimenopause, the part of the journey that hits before menopause, and it can feel like an emotional roller coaster and you have no control. And the best part is, no one ever told us about this. So many women have gone through and are going through this time of their life with no support. And that's why Happier Meditation created the Mindful Menopause Guide, a free, no BS resource designed to help you find steadiness in the chaos. There's no miracle fixes. It's just science-backed mindfulness tools to help with that stress and anxiety and that overwhelming feeling that comes with this transition. Take a breath. We've got you. Get the free guide now at meditatehappier.com/menopause. Because women deserve real support, not just to be able to deal with it or tough it out. We deserve to move through this time with ease and grace.
All right. We have another important email. Hey there. I noticed your OnlyFans page. Thought I'd reach out. Hope that's okay. Want to make some additional revenue while you sleep? Okay, it's another spam.
Oh.
But I thought it was funny that it came right after that one. Somebody's like pretending. Quick question. You want to just talk about an OnlyFans page?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about me uploading me in full sweatsuit with a face mask on and my hair in curlers. Be like, here's my OnlyFans.
We also got another email. Guitarist needed ASAP. As one of the talented guitarists, we were told to contact your company. We have
an email at least. I mean, I get a lot of like, hey, it's Susan from Onyx Recruiting. Like, we love your qualifications. And like, part of me is like, yeah, maybe I could have a job.
I get all these spam ones now from Threads, which like, so it's not even Meta. They're like, we're just the Threads part and you'd be great. Like,
you'd be great. I loved your profile. I love my favorite is when you get them
posts
on your Instagram and it'll be like, hey, we love your content. And it's always the person DMing you also always has like 7 million followers. You're like, you bought this. Yeah. Something's going on. Because I don't know how they do that, but it's just like a weird pyramid scheme network. And it's always like, we love your content. We'd love to collab. I'm like, oh, that's totally the way a real person talks.
Right. Exactly.
Collab. We'd love to collab with your content. We love it. We love it.
Yeah.
We know everything.
All right. We're going to do a good one. Help. Had an affair with the love of my life and his kid found out.
Oh, well. Next question.
Oh, well. Hi, Iliza and Emily. Love your podcast and stand-up shows. Thank you for all your funniness and sisterly wisdom. Although I think I'm older than you. I'm 42.
Yeah, I mean.
Can't wait to see you in April
you
in
could think
Sydney.
That. Yes, Sydney.
Please call me Beth if you read this.
I'm writing
looking
it down.
For advice.
Beth.
You're both always so insightful and realistic.
Beth, older than me.
13 years ago, I had a 6-month emotional affair with a married man at my job who had 2 young kids. The chemistry was electric, and I genuinely thought I was in love with him. So I'm like doing the math. I'm like 13, you were in your 20s. Okay. The affair turned physical.
Yeah.
I know. One drunk night whereby we slept together and fell asleep at my house. Obviously, he was missing from his home that night, and everything unraveled. He was in a very bad place and wanted to end his marriage after his wife had a years-long affair with a colleague. After that night, we agreed we both had strong feelings, but we're not those people, so we ended our friendship and relationship. I left that job within weeks. He decided to try to fix his marriage for the sake of his kids, and I hadn't seen him for 10 years. I got married and now have a 10-year-old son. Happily single for about 5 years, and I crossed paths with this man again. He had been divorced, and we started seeing each other. 3 years on, And I'm completely in love with this man. Again, he feels the same, and we realize how much time we lost. Although both agree there was no other path than the one we took by not seeing each other for 10 years, 13 years ago. This is a lot of math. At the beginning of our relationship 3 years ago, things were hard with his 18-year-old daughter. 17-year-old son was less bothered, as she didn't accept our relationship initially. Things thawed, and I thought we were moving forward. Recently, she figured out that we had an affair 13 years ago and is devastated. It's changed the way she sees her dad and reignited her dislike for our relationship, now 3 years in. He's also devastated and has no idea how to move forward to fix his close bond with this daughter. She won't speak to him. I'm sure the ex brought this to light, but I suppose that's not what this is about. She hasn't exposed her own more severe infidelity, happily keeping the kids' positive view of her intact. For the record, I don't believe kids should be exposed to parents cheating and details around marriage breakup, so I've never rat her out. Just seems unequal and unfair in this instance. I'm looking for advice on how we move forward. I hate that our relationship has yet again caused family tension, and I feel that without his kids' acceptance, there won't be a way forward. I suppose now that this is exposed, I'm also embarrassed by my behavior 13 years ago, knowing I made a mistake, which I might be judged on forever. I truly don't think that's the type of person I am deep down. I've always tried to be a good, decent person. How would you try to start a healing process? Or is it time to have a break or even walk away forever? Can an affair turn into a real relationship, or will it always be marred by its start? We don't live together. I'm financially independent. This isn't about money or security. My priority is my son, and we always agreed all kids would come first. Is this just it and I don't get to have the guy I love this time? Thanks in advance for all your friendly wisdom and hilarious weekly banter.
This is tough because there's a missing piece of the puzzle, which is that the dad was broken because the mom cheated. Two wrongs don't make a right. In a weird way, it almost doesn't matter. But then again, it does. The truth is, this kid is 18, probably not going to be in the house much longer, and is allowed to have her feelings. But are we going to let an 18-year-old dictate the father's happiness and your happiness? The truth is, this needs to be worked out with the father and his daughter. And the truth is, the father's the one that messed up. He was the one with the family. This is his sin to atone for. You are getting blamed because of the latent misogyny baked into this 18-year-old girl's brain. So she thinks of you as this woman who grabbed her dad and the dad cheated on the mom and she doesn't know all of it. You are responsible for what happened at 30 years old. You're not exactly innocent. It's not like you're 20 and you don't know what you're doing, but it's more the responsibility of the person with the family. This guy sounds sloppy, and this does sound like something he needs to figure out and try to factor you in if he loves you. I don't like this idea. 18-year-old, she's going to be angry either way. And I guess it's just are you cool to be part of that solution and try to make a family? I can't answer that for you, but he needs to spearhead this.
Yeah, this is really hard also because even though, look, you got together under the right terms now, clearly you love each other, but if I was the daughter, I absolutely would never want to look you in the face.
Yep.
I would have a very hard time with that. And I would have a hard time knowing that my dad, even if my mom is a piece of shit. So
here's the deal.
Yeah.
You don't live with him. You should probably just keep seeing this person. You should be a little turned off if he's not able to handle his shit. The daughter's going to be angry regardless. So you guys may as well enjoy each other a little bit, and maybe over time she'll get over it. I get that she's still angry. She is missing that big piece of the puzzle. So that's my answer. He already made it kind of sloppy thus far. May as well keep going. And I think it's a little fucked up that the mom is the one who cheated. Not that his cheating is valid or an excuse, but the mom did it. And then years later, it was and you know what your father did? And you know what your dad did? Your daddy did. So, I don't know. That's how I feel. I think you should just keep doing it.
Yeah, but I will say this daughter doesn't have to forgive you, but it's up to the dad to regain her trust however he needs to. And it's really not, you've done everything you can at this point.
If you guys are soulmates and you're in love and you want to be together, she's just going to have to get over it. And you know what? Maybe you don't spend every holiday together. Give the daughter her space to be angry, but do everything through the dad because this is his thing to navigate. And if it gets too complicated, maybe this just isn't it. But if you feel like fighting for it, then you should. But he's got to take the lead. which is always my advice.
Right. And he can't be using this as like, oh, I don't know, it's too hard, my daughter. Like, he'll
like-
either figure it out or he won't.
I don't like this guy. He's a flim flam man. I don't like this guy. Like emotionally cheating on your wife, and then it's convenient that she had cheated. Do we even know that that's true? And then he did cheat and you were the other woman. Like that's not a great look. And here all these years later, now it's sticky again. Like, could you find someone else?
It's a mess.
Yeah. I don't like it for you.
This guy better be so hot.
I'm like, I don't like it. Yeah, he's Australian, he for sure is. I'm like, I don't like it for you, but also make it work.
Yeah. Good luck.
See you in Australia. Right.
Hey, lovely pod family. I need some advice on a bad marriage situation.
We just did
I am a
that.
38.
Did this.
Well, now it's a new one. I'm a 38 female married to a 43 male, married for 7 years with a 7-year-old son. I need to just end my marriage, and I've agreed to go to therapy, but I think it's a little too late, and I'm just done. It came to a head recently when I told him to pack his stuff. After fighting all day about it, we agreed to go. Therapy has been something I've wanted because there are so many situations in our marriage that left me feeling like I was crazy for how it bothered me, and I wanted an outside perspective. He's always refused to go, having the dumb reason of not wanting to pay someone to say he was being an asshole.
Mhm.
I pointed out that means he knows he's in the wrong, but that usually met with nothing. This isn't the first time I've told him to pack up, but this feels like another way of putting it off and letting it go. My problem has always been that it's constant little things that add up. Passive-aggressive comments, jealousy over the time I spend with my family, always checking where I'm at and wondering why things took a few minutes longer, always calling any guy I speak with my boyfriend. Ugh. There's a whole list of things I could name, but don't want to run longer than it already is. The reason I'm asking him to leave is because it's the house I grew up in and pay the mortgage through my dad. I'm the breadwinner, and that has always been a sore subject for him. But it's not my fault I have my shit together, and the longest time he has been at a job was 2 years. There have been so many job switches and times of unemployment that I don't know how he expects me to rely on him at all. I'm sure I've left stuff out, but I don't know how to navigate a situation where he won't leave. Any advice would be welcome. Thank you for all your empowering advice. No need to keep me anonymous. He won't hear this. This is Beth for real. The other was a fake Beth.
Yeah, we got a lot
This
of
is
Beths.
Beth for real. Now, Iliza, you already answered this one.
I did. So I'm going to read you my answer. And I'm going to add an amendment to that, which is basically you don't feel safe with this person. And by safe, I don't mean physically. I mean like financially safe, emotionally safe. You don't respect this person. The way that you are speaking about him, you have lost respect for him. And it is almost impossible to be sexually attracted and make it work with a man that you don't feel safe with. It's not even about providing, but like pulling his weight. So here's the answer that I wrote to you. And I don't do this often, but I was sleeping. I was in my room and Sierra was sleeping and I was like, well, I can't really turn the TV on, so I guess I'll check the Patreon. Basically, I said this. He's not leaving because he knows he has a good thing with you and the house, the free house. Get backup, be it your dad or a brother, and tell him you want him out. Do it kindly and do it gently and have the divorce papers ready. Because frankly, you need to be about it. Because all these threats aren't working and they're just reminding him every time that you don't have the guts to leave. The fact that you have told him to leave before and never followed through is why he isn't taking you seriously. Have your son sleep away for the weekend and get it done. Don't be sloppy about it. And then I'd also say that Debbie wrote, I can't tell by your wording whether your husband is the father of your son. If he is, I
I
suggest...
feel like he is.
Okay, well then you should have a talk with a family law attorney before taking an action to move him out because you need to ensure that you're not doing anything that would potentially cause a custody issue, whatever. The guy's got no job, no money, no court is going to be like, yeah, you need to go with the dad. Unless all of a sudden he has money to be a pain in the ass, which sometimes people do. But
Or their family comes in, like the grandparents come in with money to finance so they get to see the grandkid. Yeah, I mean, do cross your I's, dot your T's. Eviction, do it legally if you have to.
Yeah.
Go through a lawyer, figure out how you can evict him, how you can serve him 30 days notice.
Yeah.
Get the process going. Sounds like there's nothing here except you just don't want to. It's too hard to evict him. There's nothing good going
the
for this
time
guy.
to go to therapy, the time to reconcile is over. And if he wanted to, he would have done it. And there is the version where he didn't realize how good he had it and you put his feet to the fire and he changes, but that literally never happens. So be a woman of action, get it done, and don't write back to us until you do it. I mean, do. Like, write back when you do it. You're allowed to listen in the meantime, but just, still want you here.
Yeah. Hey, podcast crew. I'm 52, married female. My husband and I have spent the last 20 years as caregivers. We had his parents, my mom, and our daughter that lived with us, and our time was committed to family. Now our parents are gone and our daughter is in college and more independent. So now it's the two of us, which is good, but would love to make friends and be more social. Any ideas on how to get back out and meet people? Annabelle in New England.
Ugh. I love it. You know what? I'm just going to be honest. I think the only thing Noah and I have in common is that when we go out, we love talking to people. Not like in a swinger pick you up kind of way, but like we like
Right.
to sit at the bar. We like to chat up the people next to us. You know, can you do like a seated dinner where you're with a bunch of people in like a group setting? That's always a fun thing. And if I don't know any of your hobbies, but like there are plenty of social groups and activities. You could always take a fun vacation and meet people that way. You got to be open to it. Get a drink down your throat and just talk to people. People love to be spoken to for the most part. They do. No, they do.
But okay, well, here's my question. Are you talking to people like, you guys like to talk to like a sushi chef? Are you just talking to the person sitting next to you?
Yeah, you can
having a
tell.
beer?
You can tell when they're open to it. It's never like, so where are you from? What do you do? Like you kind of say something. It's kind of like the subtle art of hitting on someone. We've made so many friends this way. We really have. And it's a lot of fun. But if that's not your thing, if being social like that isn't your thing, there's always clubs. There's always groups. You just kind of have to be open to talking to people. People get shy. People don't want to bother people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about you or what you do, but I do think, there's always a country club you could join, tennis clubs, book clubs. Do you have a religious
People like
affiliation?
pickleball.
People
Yeah.
love pickleball. Religious
Mhm.
stuff. These are all social things. So that's
Yeah.
it. Just put yourselves out there and have fun doing it.
Yeah.
Take a vacation. Take like a weird sexual vacation and meet a couple that you only have sex with once every 3 years.
Mhm.
But be careful. No uploading those nudes with faces.
Oh, God. Okay, now we need your take, Eliza, as a branding expert.
That's me.
Help me name my business.
Ooh, okay. I'm ready with my pen.
I thought you would like this. Hi, Eliza. My sister and I met you at Foxwoods May of 2022. We gifted you a tie-dye Kick-It shirt. I wear mine to work all the time, which brings me to my question. I'm a 40-year-old female who's been cleaning houses on and off, mostly on, for the better part of the last 18 years. I feel like that's just on
Mostly
and
on.
off.
Mostly on.
It
It's my
has
job.
been right. Mostly Monday through Friday. It has been my primary source of income for the past 10 years as I've been raising my daughter. I've yet to legitimize this business as I sort of always thought this was just a form of income and it wasn't going to be my full-time career. I now have a close friend working with me, my dream, and we're wanting to expand this together and really make it a legitimate biz. We are very conscious about working for all kinds of people, elderly, second homeowners, everything in between, even businesses. We use toxin-free products, organize, and are damn good at what we do. We live in an area in Massachusetts where there is such a diverse income level, and my rates range depending on that. My question, what the F do we name this cleaning company? We are both moms. We don't plan on hiring many more people, maybe down the road. We are both lovers of the earth, sustainability, and want a name that reflects that. Our names are Chris and Emily, but I'm not sure we want to use our first names in the formal name. Help. Thank you.
Cremely.
Topless maids.
Ready? I got one for you.
Oh.
And it was when you said it's my dream. You're called the Dream Clean Team.
Oh.
Clean your house like a dream. And then in the byline, it can be like toxin-free, eco-friendly cleaning services.
Yeah, I think you put that in the byline.
The name has to evoke the idea that it's pristine, cleanliness, right? So it's like, oh my God, it's a dream. And you guys are a team. And it could be dream and then clean and like diagonally. The Dream Clean Team. And it's fun to say. Dreams are clean. They're like clouds. They're shiny. They're blue. They're white. The Dream Clean Team.
Those little cleaning like asterisks that on the like you know, in a cartoon when
Sparkle.
something's squeaky clean. Yeah, the
little
sparkle.
little retro sparkle shines. And
yeah.
you can do a local commercial where you do like an earworm of a jingle, like the Dream Clean Team, cleaning up your place. The Dream Clean Team, eco products in plain. Dream Clean Team, coming to your office. Dream Clean Team, we won't charge you an arm and a leg if you don't have enough money. The Dream Clean Team. Emily will record it.
Yeah, I'll do my raps. I think that also all your like story, like that your friends, that your moms, that you're eco-conscious, like that's all stuff that goes in the rest of your marketing material.
Nobody cares.
Well,
Nobody
goes
cares.
if I'm choosing between them and big wigs are us, you know, I'm going to go with a family-owned business or whatever. But in the name itself, simple.
Yeah, that. And I mean, I've let people clean my house that like, you're like, who is this person? I don't even know their names. No one cares.
Right.
They want you to do a good job. They want a good recommendation. They want you to be efficient and they want you to be cost friendly. And that's it. Either the Dream Clean Team or just Dream Clean. Dream girls, dream gals, whatever. bottomless cleaning.
Well, those topless maids used to always park their van on the way that I would go home from work every day.
It's gross. That's gross because I think that's for like guys that are like, yeah, I want to look at this. I don't think anyone who needed heavy like crime scene cleanup was like, call the topless
Right.
girls.
Right. Like if you have, there's no way you're really going to like make her do like a crusty counter and she's topless. Like that's rude. But if they're topless, you
It's
better
like
only have them doing light dusting.
Light dusting. Very French. I also
Yeah.
think it would be that thing where it's like low key, they're actually the best cleaning service around. Like one of those things where like, actually, this gas station does have the best sushi. Actually, those topless girls really get in those nooks and crannies.
Right.
But that's why I'm saying bottomless cleaning. You could charge more. But you might get sick. You might get dust in your vagina.
You might get sick.
Assless
Okay, do you want-
chaps cleaning.
Do you want a confession that's not shitting yourself or one that is?
Let's do not. Let's just for shits and giggles. Let's do not.
We'll do not. I'm trying to work in the shit ones intermittently, so let's do a not. Hi, Eliza and Emily. I have a petty wedding card confession.
Ooh.
About a year ago, my boyfriend's two friends, Ross and Rachel, got married. I have loathed the husband, Ross, for years, but I keep that to myself and try to be the bigger person. There are many reasons why I hate this man, but most center around the fact that he will say incredibly rude things to me while my boyfriend is out of earshot. Ooh. For example, one time he said my boyfriend would never be able to afford an engagement ring that I like. Another time he attempted to pick a fight between my boyfriend and I about where we would move for medical residency. And he just routinely tries to one-up me and honestly anyone whenever he sees an opportunity. I could come clean on my boyfriend about this, but frankly, I don't want Ross to get the satisfaction of knowing he bothers me. Also, Ross has a crush on you.
I was about to say he
Anyway.
likes you. That's what this is. And you're like, he does it to everyone. No, he likes you. Because no man cares that another man can't afford a wedding ring. He likes you.
No.
You need to look so
Anyway.
smoking hot at this wedding that he accidentally, a la Ross, says your name.
Well, so
Okay.
she did something at the wedding already. So
Oh.
Ross and Rachel got married, and literally everything for years has been Ross and Rachel whenever their names have to be in an order. It's how people refer to their apartment, how people name them if they bring them in conversation.
Oh, their names really
on
are
invitations.
Ross and Rachel?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but I think this is just the
Okay.
example that flows correctly that day. It's on invitation to the website's post. It was even blown up on a giant poster board for their wedding. They can't really be named Ross and Rachel.
I think they are.
Do you think they are? Well, when I was addressing their wedding card in the car, a wave of pettiness came over me and I addressed it to Rachel and Ross instead. I debated asking to stop to get a new card, but then realized that in the worst case, they wouldn't notice. And in the best case, he would have to explain to Rachel, and I'm sure others, that I intentionally signed their names in the wrong order to be malicious
What?
without sounding entirely deranged. So he would, if he has a problem with it, he'd have to justify why he has a problem with it.
You
He'd
do
insane.
sound deranged. The fact that you think that this matters at all. And also, like, is this a court mandated? Like, they must go in this order.
As dumb as it is, I don't regret my petty move, especially because their wedding had 7, possibly 8, depending on how you count speeches,
Oy.
which I know the pod has established that not serving food is a 7th circle of wedding hell, but having more than 5 speeches definitely puts you in at least a 6th circle.
Having more than 2.
Yeah. You get what? Like a parent and a best.
And then we're
person.
good. Like, no one's like,
Yeah.
when we work together, we had inside joke.
I never learned if he noticed or not, but based on our past interactions, I know deep down it worked. Sincerely, a petty card in a big world. But then, memory update. After sending this last night, I had a memory of a gathering after the wedding where the statement, Ross and Rachel just sounds the best, was directly woven into the conversation. So I think the best case may have come true. Here's what's incredible about this. This person is confessing to something that weighs on them. And we're just like, that's fine. That's not
Yeah.
a problem at all.
It's not really
Like, I love it.
a confession. You're just telling us something that you did that's
It's a
fine.
confession for them. It's
Then
like
you must
they're-
be a saint otherwise. The fact that you're
Yes.
like, but you know what? That couple sounds awful. The fact you're like, hey guys, I really need you to say it in this way. We just feel it sounds better with his name coming first. This guy sounds horrible. Like they have like mandatory missionary sex hand job nights. Oh God.
Well, and we know that this saint of a woman has never shit herself.
I was hoping you'd be like, I shit in the card and I sent it to them. You know what would have been better is if you just addressed it to Rachel, wishing you all the happiness.
I saw people that were getting mad because a card was addressed to name and family or something instead of just the blank family. And I cannot imagine ever caring in any ways whatsoever.
I mean, the world's on fire. That's a real, we should have like a petty confession.
That's what I love about this confession is it's like this person sat there and they're like,
No, I know,
I'm
but
gonna
we should
admit my
have
sins.
We should have like a whole other section of like something like a microaggression that only you did, that only mattered to you. Lord knows I do these all the time.
Can it just be the These Are My Confessions song, but in like a hamster voice, like really high, like These Are My Confessions.
I think you just did
That's
it.
a little
I
confession.
think you just did it. That's it.
Question. Best mom, big birthday. My mom's 70th birthday is in May. She's having a nice dinner out with close friends and family. My mom is so kind and thoughtful. I want to do something special for this big birthday. She had to cancel her big 65th because it was the height of COVID. My dad passed away a few years ago, and I don't get along with my sister or talk because she wasn't around to help when my dad was sick. But that said, I'm on my own to think of something that would be nice for her. Like most parents, she is tough to buy for. She doesn't like spa days and wouldn't want to go on a fun trip. She loves Broadway shows, but that's my go-to gift for Mother's Day and Christmas. Any suggestions to help make my mom feel extra loved would be awesome.
I
have an answer.
Yeah. You're like,
based on you.
As someone who doesn't like anything, I have an answer.
I don't like anything. But here's my answer based on Iliza. You always say, you're like, people love a theme. I think creating a birthday wherein people are like celebrating her, either that they all dress up in a Broadway show thing or that they all share a memory of her that they love, like getting like her friends and family and loved ones to contribute in some way to something that will mean something.
You were going to say they should all come dressed as the mom, perhaps the mom in different eras.
Well, that seems harder, but yes,
that's
that
ridiculous.
would be fun.
Well, that was a joke. I think you throw her a cute little party. Maybe make it a surprise. I bet she would love that and she wouldn't have a chance to object and you could take care of everything.
Outfit.
Yeah, but you could throw her a party either at a nice restaurant or do it at the house and decorate, have someone take her out for a second and make her do something awful, like go to the DMV to get like your registration renewed or something and bring her back.
We gotta renew your registration today. We must go.
A chic cocktail party in your mom's honor with all of her friends.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because you've got, she likes experiences, but only kind of. So this party, it has to be self-contained, the fun.
I always remember, I don't know why, this episode of Everybody Loves Raymond where all Deborah wanted for her birthday was a Chinese buffet. And like, I think she didn't get it, but I just always remember thinking it was
Of course she did.
So funny. Of course not. He was like the worst husband.
He was a sack of shit.
All right, relax.
He wouldn't take that suitcase up the stairs.
No, he's awful. But that's real femme energy. Like, wow, man, take my suit. I remember from when I was 8, I watched that show. A Chinese buffet. Do a theme. Garden party, chic cocktail party, formal party, barbecue, potluck, 80s.
Wasn't there an Australian serial killer or something? He was in the news for something and he's got mad because he was like carted away in handcuffs. He's like, you're taking him away from my meal, my succulent Chinese meal. And it was like a meme. Do you remember this?
No, but that's so weird.
I just is so burned in my brain, a succulent Chinese meal.
Succulent is such a weird word, and we say it so often here in California because we all grow like succulents.
Oh, the plants, right?
And you just say it as if it's like it's a panty tree, like as if it's like in that weird context, it's okay. But if I was like the fish is so succulent, you'd be like, get out of here.
Yeah, nobody wants this.
Who wants this?
Top of the Cob.
It's a talk with a cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
Here we go. I'll do my bottom first, and that is Orlando traffic. Every time I play there, I forget how soul-crushing, mind-numbing, suffocating, all-encompassing the Orlando area traffic is. You cannot get anywhere. They are the longest lights. People coming from all over, not knowing you can make a right on red. 1 million people a day pumping in and out of these theme parks. There is nowhere you can go, nothing you can do. It took me an hour to get back to my hotel from the show. Leaving the area is crippling. Getting across Florida is awful. That Orlando to Tampa ride, it should be easier, and it's not. And I think it's just like that all the time. Orlando, coming from an Angelino, you have a traffic problem. I was humbled by how bad it was.
The fan bottom from Jess. I drove an hour to a completely different city with my 9-month-old in tow to buy fancy chicken eggs to hatch out, which were not cheap. I put my incubator in the dishwasher when I was gone to sanitize it. When I came home, it was completely warped and destroyed.
No. Who among us? I mean, who can't relate to that?
Right, exactly.
I'm
Like,
big
great.
bottom,
I love it. My bottom is pollen. I forgot about it. It's really bad right now. It's like there's a thick yellow dust on everything outside. When I bring in my mail, I have to beat off the pollen before I can bring it inside.
Dogwood trees?
It's all kinds of trees. I don't know. It's yellow. It's thick. It's coating everything. It is disgusting. And I like the cats are both sneezing. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to protect you.
Yeah, that's awful.
It is
A
horrible.
little cat Zyrtec. Little cat breathe right strips on those little acorn triangle noses.
They make cat nebulizers. I follow someone else to give, and they have to like imagine trying to catch your cat and you have an inhaler that you have to spray and be like, breathe now.
Yeah, I feel like that's your dream.
It's not my dream, but it's where we're headed.
I will control your airflow. I am your goddess. I am your goddess. Top of the cob.
Top.
Okay, we'll end with mine. Let's do the fan top, then your
Okay.
top. My top.
Fan top first.
Yeah.
Okay. Having half an hour to kill before you meet a friend for dinner. So you discover a cute little used bookstore and get to spend 20 minutes browsing.
You know what?
That's nice.
That's
a great
nice
feeling.
when you have that like negative time of like I can't really do anything, so it's just there, and you find a way to enjoy
a
yourself.
cute spot.
Yeah, I like that. Sometimes I'll just
You're not just in your car.
or just like walking into a Walgreens. Like I guess I'll buy a beauty blender. What's your top?
My top, okay, I feel like you'll love this. When I flew back from LA after our shows, I was wearing comfortable clothes. So I had on my shirt, my Dave & Buster's shirt I won there that says winner in really big letters. And so I boarded the plane, not thinking anything. I'm getting on plane. The flight attendant goes, well, hi there, winner. I was like, thank you. I won this at Dave & Buster's. She's like, oh.
Cool.
I'm like,
Back
okay,
of the
bye.
plane. There you go.
But I just love that she was like, I got to call this out.
She's like, ooh, improv.
Right? It was really, I was like, you know what? I'm glad that we had this interaction.
I do like a burst of energy interaction between me and a flight attendant when I get on the plane before like the frustrations of flying have settled in. I've taught Sierra to get on the plane and look at a flight attendant and go, hi, I'm ready to fly.
That's very cute.
It's very cute because if an adult said it, you'd be like, oh, you
Be like,
definitely,
get off the plane.
you cannot operate an emergency exit. Speaking of flying.
Wait, has she gotten to like get the little wings and like meet the pilot and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you're giving a 3-year-old a really sharp pin. JetBlue has them. They're sticky, but that sticky very quickly runs out, and then it's just a piece of plastic. And because of 9/11, you're not allowed to go to the cockpit while they're flying. So they're like, we can do it while as we deplane. And I'm like, who wants to do that? We're leaving.
You want to leave,
Fuck
yeah.
that.
Right.
My top of the cob, I rarely fly JetBlue, but I do love their Mint class. Had to take them, of course, to get to Florida. Of course, it's an obscure airline, not a normal one. And they offer, I was like, oh, can I have a coffee? And she was like, would you like a cappuccino? And I was like, you know what? I've never had, because I don't trust your coffee or your milk on any airplane. It was an outstanding cappuccino. It was nutty and scrumptious. I had 2. And it was even in my coffee corner on our free Patreon. So shout out to JetBlue and whatever you're doing with your coffee and your milk steamer frother. I loved it. It was really good. And we're home now. And I will be to you in Australia in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Tickets at Iliza.com/tour. We've got 2 shows in Sydney, 1 in Melbourne, and then and Brisbane, excuse me. And then I'm coming over to you, New Zealand, Aotearoa to Auckland, Bruce Mason Center. So we'll see you guys there. I'm not bringing the dog for biosecurity reasons, but her fur will be on me.
You really can never escape it. It's always there.
It's in my mouth. It's in my heart. It's in my dreams. She's under my feet. So keep those questions coming. Check out our Patreon. We're having a lot of fun on there. I'm very active. I shouldn't be as active as I am, but I am. That's what the Patreon's about. Because one day we're going to have to start charging for it. But for now, we're just really enjoying the community. People know each other. Keep coming to those shows. Keep writing in your questions. Remember, like Emily always says.
Mom, spaghetti.
No.
Spaghetti.
You can't do a callback to the episode. People will consume these independently and out of order.
My one bit. If I die, use my body for food. What do I need it for?